Evening. How's everyone doing? Oh my god. It's too bright. You can see my face too much. Switch that fucking light off. Oh god. Not that dark though. It's about there. Is that about good? How's it going, everyone? I was not... Okay, while I did have Dodger up, I was not busy watching Dodger instead of streaming. I was eating. Hi Katie, hi Ashley. Welcome. We've got an episode and a bit to do today. I've been watching the UK Parliament Twitch channel today. The chat is so good. Parliament has a Twitch channel? Christ. Okay. Oh god, that was loud. Oh, we'll have to check it out.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 5 objects before we try anything.
Are the 5 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible,
the
exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Looks fine, and I'm good. Spyro is done downloading. Nice. Politics right now is apparently more interesting than most TV. It's community run, they have the rights to publicly broadcast what happens in the House of Commons and Lords. Nice. I'm good. I've been doing basically fuck all day. I've done a little bit of editing this morning. And then I have just been reading a book about introverts, which is very good. Here, it's called Quiet. You can't see the cover because it's just white, but it's called Quiet. I recommend it. Ashley, I think you'd probably really like it. I mean, you probably all really like it, but specifically, I feel like it's up your alley. The chat is mostly spammed with order, like really being there. We've got to find some shit. We've got to find a cross, some nails, a Bible, whatever the fuck that is, or whatever the fuck that is. An armillary spear. Is that what they used to play that ball game in The Road to El Dorado? Okay. What is this?
Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Okay, so that's a book. Right, thank you.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it.
Useless.
When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Mother, I'm sure you can remember. What do you remember? What were you doing at the time? And she's like, well, I was bleeding to death. But let me see. God damn it. I was off work again because of my back. Oh, got no sleep, so I wasn't up for going in. Hopefully I'll be in tomorrow. That sucks. Do you have, like, meds? Drugs? Cool, I'll add it to that. Feel better soon. Bye that massage life. Bye that massage life. Can I just say, your mum looks like she could do with a nice lie down. She really does. Bless her. Bless her cottons. I don't know what this blood down her front is. Maybe from cutting her hand off. Maybe she had a really bad nosebleed. Or you could just buy me a sub to UK Parliament and have paracetamol if that counts as meds. Not really. I more meant something a bit stronger, considering it's back pain.
Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare.
In a golden cup? Yes. Yes, I saw them too.
Perfect. It will be easy for you to find them then. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the
I hear the
rollers.
devil's lettuce is pretty good for back pain.
1191 to enter, and
Could
6466
you use marijuana
to
leaves
exit.
as
Of course.
a salad? Like, presumably they wouldn't do anything, but can you eat them just off the plant? Could I go out and make a salad out of marijuana leaves?
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
I don't think that answered what it was, but I wasn't
What do you
paying
mean by the concordance
complete
of dates
attention.
exactly?
Don't worry about
not?
that.
It's
We
about
already have
edible.
them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you.
I mean, dried, sure, but some plants are edible in some ways and not in others, so. Yeah, that's fucking it.
One last thing
you're not
before you
actually
go.
answering any of my
Be
questions,
very
so.
careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Oh!
Wait, not all of them.
I
though.
forgot.
Take
I forgot.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out
Baby.
loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a
sheep?
conference during which the guests start dropping like flies.
A sheep man.
Me,
Is that sheep
Adams,
wearing a
Peru,
crown?
Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll
Chickens!
see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us.
And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6466.
Thanks. My next reading. I've only got 2 books. Agility and erudition. Need more books! God damn it. We have no ibuprofen because my dad took too much of it and damaged his liver, so it's all been thrown out. Okay. Not all plants. I've been hanging out in a bit. Oh hey, so the Until Dawn guys made a new horror game in the same style. Oh man, well, old news, come on. Just because it was mentioned on Dodger's stream. That has been out for weeks. It looks like you're missing a shed load of books. Yes. When am I never? When am I ever not missing books? Apparently the co-op doesn't work very well. It's Man of Medan or something. And it's very buggy. And it's very short. So maybe. But probably not. Not alone anyway. Right. Is it a sheep man or is it just a sheep? I can't tell. Kind of looks like it's got titties. Like down there. Anyway.
What on earth is that? A disc
it's
with
got
information engraved in the metal? An iris that should open, I imagine, and
Oh.
blood.
Oh. Oh, I see. Someone didn't chop your... Mother. Mother.
Did you succeed in opening this iris?
Yes.
by putting
Yes,
the
she
cross
did.
on the console and the 3 nails on the disc, the iris opens. It gives access to a hole where I put my hand.
Yeah.
Thinking I could fully open the iris. There's a handle at the bottom, and as you can see, it didn't turn out very well for me.
Mother? The dried blood. There.
Yes, it's mine. Sorry if I stained everything, but I must
You mean
admit that
5
at the
days.
time my thoughts were more on the pain than cleaning up after myself.
Is it... What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, maybe. That's a hard maybe.
They're Roman numerals,
I'm
Arab
playing
numbers,
Man
and
with Dan.
town names.
Go on. I'm listening. What do you think?
What can I do for free here? There are some holes. Analyze the mechanism.
On each engraved piece of information, there's a hole. Those are for the nails, right?
That's absolutely right.
Mate, I can go down to like home base and get you some nails if you want. It's probably easier.
Tell me. I imagine that once we've solved this enigma,
Online and local.
the iris
Damn it,
opens,
could Sofa
right?
game it with me, just saying.
Exactly.
I would sofa game it with you if we got a chance. I don't want to do it alone. Even I know online co-op is not alone, but like I'm alone in the dark. Okay, my lord, I've finished improving the lock on your reinforced door. As agreed, you will need several items with which to open it. The cross, already found. Hidden in his desk. Tower room. The correspondence dates of the different calendars. Who fucking knows? Right, let's go and find some stuff. I guess. Up. I've just got so much stuff. Okay, let's look at that. It literally says on the store page, don't play alone. Also, I'm taking bets on how many limbs Anna loses to this puzzle. I'm not going to lose any limbs. I'm going to make my mum do it.
Tell me, Mother, you wouldn't know anything that might save me some time, would you?
That's where you'll have to put the Clement III cross.
Wow.
You insert
Thanks,
the
Mum.
cross into the
Into
slot,
that cross-shaped
and it will
fucking
open the
hole.
iris.
Now that's a leap of logic I couldn't have made alone. Jesus.
You ought to go, Louis. If someone finds us here, the situation might well become seriously complicated.
Yeah, thanks, Mum, for your sage advice. Thank God you're here. Oregano? What? Aristotle. Can I assign reading now? No, I can't. Wait, what did that mean? 29 coins. I assume the coins... Something happens with the coins at the end, I think. Did Chris say something happened with the coins at the end? Is this the way? Is this the way I just came? This is the way I just fucking came, oh my god. Right, so she said the cross shouldn't be far, so maybe it was down there? We did have a look around there, didn't we? Okay, so Boris Johnson says the only way forward is an early election after MPs back law aimed at blocking a no-deal Brexit. Oh, I'm so tired. Okay, right, so we need to go to Mortimer's study, tower room, find something in the portrait gallery. Well, we're right next to the portrait gallery, aren't we? That's how we get to this maze. So, let's do that one first. If I manage to get out of this maze.
Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet. That statue is not positioned correctly.
Fuck. You mean we've got to remember it? Jesus. Towards the hero with the shield.
Open sesame.
Okay. What are we looking for here? What's this one? Some book. Some Judas's diary.
So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often.
Of Jesus.
Otherwise he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad.
You're in a library,
I
mate.
need
Just
it.
like put another book in there that's about the same fucking size. So if he's not looking for it, he's not going to fucking notice, is he? Is there anything else in here? Did we ever get to put that laurel crown on? Because I want to put that laurel crown on. Since we're here and we're stealing stuff.
Caesar's laurel wreath. If Mortimer really is what my mother says he is, it could mean... No, that's impossible. No, not Caesar.
Not Caesar? Surely Caesar wasn't a demon?
Given all the relics preserved here, it wouldn't surprise me if Mortimer claimed it was Excalibur. The Ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend.
Don't know that one, mate. Don't want to elaborate? Cool.
Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
I don't know why, but going through that door made me really want to just watch Indiana Jones and whichever fucking one it is, the one with his dad in it. Because there's a bit in it where there's a door like that. And now I really just want to watch Indiana Jones. Jesus. Crispy Fries, thank you for the sub and welcome to the chat. Welcome. Thank you very much. Where the fuck am I going now? Tower room. Library. How are you doing, Crispy Fries? Have you had a good day? Not bad, enjoying the stream and an ice cream. How have you been? Pretty good. Yeah, like I was saying, haven't really done much except laze about. I worked for an hour and a half and then took a 5-hour break. So that's about where I've been today. This one? Yes.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Oh, Jesus.
I was gonna talk about my mother.
Oh my
Come
God.
and see what I found. There are
Fucking
pieces
George
of
Washington
paper
just
in the
lurking
ashes
here
of
in
the
the
chimney.
dark.
Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters.
Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain there must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
Manipulation.
If you want my opinion, a servant must have burnt some old papers. That's all.
Why, of course. You very nearly made me think that you were trying to hide something.
God damn it.
Louis. No, I'm sure there must be other hidden messages.
He won't let go. He's going to work his way back to the Bible if he continues.
Let's get rid of those. I'm interested in having those. Fuck are we here for again? Tower room. Gutenberg Bible, another fucking book. That one?
Dante's
Scoresby.
Paradise.
Gutenberg Bible book.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortar world must ripen in our rays.
Light a candle.
Hey, look, there.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust. I have a clue.
I
Better
have
take
a
the Bible
clue.
before he works his way back to it.
Oh, we have to get to the Bible before he... Okay, right. He's hot on the trail, is he? How did we get to it? I don't remember.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air. The Bible's still there.
This game really is cringe-inducing for me. Is it the dialogue? Because yes. Is it the fact that I know nothing about the history of any of these figures? If so, yes. Let's have another chat with him. Like, so, found anything yet, bud?
Hey, look, there.
Okay, no, you're just gonna tell me the same shit again.
No, I don't see anything.
Come, Louis, look. Someone's clearly drawn a 4 in the dust.
Okay, so we've got the 2 books. Now we need to go to Mortimer's study. Can I move,
I have a
please?
clue.
He's going to be disappointed when he sees the Bible's disappeared.
Never mind, eh? Now. Is this the way up to his study? I think it was. Yes. Anyone remember the code? Because I don't. Six, 4, 6, 6.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker. If I remember rightly, the code was 1191.
Close, Will. You were close. You did your best. That's all anyone can ask, right? Six, 4, 6, 6. It was close. 1191.
What was that code again?
Maybe it wasn't. 1. Fuck, we do have to find the code again. Oh, I don't remember. It's 2 weeks ago, I think. Your mum literally said 6, 4, 6, 6.
Looks unfinished. A piece by Lord Mortimer, I presume.
Wait, no, that was the code to get out. So,
A rather avant-garde
Yeah.
technique. The Titan against men.
at the start of the stream,
Ironic.
can you stop looking at that painting, please? So, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's. But it's not working. So she must be wrong. Oh man. I didn't write it down anywhere, did I? Like a normal human being. Can't look at the book again.
If I remember correctly, the code was 1191.
Ah. Of course. Of course. Thank God I don't actually need to think.
Of course.
I mean, you knew it did that. It did that last time. Why are you surprised? What am I looking for here? Some nails.
There. Those are the nails I was looking for. I noticed they were old and rusty, but I hadn't noticed these traces of... Could that be blood? Is it really the relic of the Holy Cross? I can hardly believe it.
So. Okay.
All right, come on. Let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Right, and then the things that are left are... I can't remember what she said about the spear. Why is the music so loud suddenly? Why did it sound like the dramatic music you'd have over, like, a young woman walking through the moors in a period drama? I guess let's go back to start of action. Yes, go back to my mother because the cross is somewhere near her, and I can't remember what she said about the armadillo. So. I'm a weird looking guy. I'm a very weird looking guy. Oh my god. The loading screens. At least they're short. Very true. It's not a GTA loading playlist. Playlist? Verbs. Just having a little look around for a cross.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I
what one
suggest
is.
you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
I don't know what one is.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Well, otherwise I can always go and see Piaggi. He's a cardinal after all.
Okay, so we can find one maybe, or ask the cardinal for one. So she had her arm chopped off, she went dashing out. Maybe it's somewhere in the maze? We have to figure out what an armillary sphere is. Anyone want to do a quick Google for me? I don't know what it is. Can't find one if I don't know what it is. How do I get out here again? This way. So, she went dashing through snow. I don't think Piaggi would give me one because I don't think he likes me very much. I think I'm in bad standing with Piaggi. Because I'm a heathenish little ship and I read people's private letters. A book! Yes. What are you after specifically? Might take a while to find, otherwise I'll keep the answer to myself until begged. An armillary sphere, but I don't know what an armillary sphere is. She said there was a big one in the portrait gallery. I'm going to assume this is something like, is that it? Is that what it is? Let's click on it and find out.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one?
Thanks, I found it. Okay. Did you say we needed to find a small one? My mum came in with the iPad. She's like, I overheard you. And brought in some pictures of some armillary spheres.
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings.
Nate, that's bigger than the lock. You're not going to...
Now, where can I find a smaller one?
Okay, so we didn't actually answer that question. Should we have another look in this room? I don't remember seeing one in there. Was there one in Mortimer's study? We can't go back in there, so presumably not. You need a little version. Yeah, I need a little version. I assume she said she got it open and didn't realise she needed a sphere. Maybe she needs it to hold it open? I don't really know. I'm still unsure what one is. Just a sphere that spins round. It's a bunch of circles that spin round. Who knows? You need a little version for his Tinder profile. Welcome, Chat Zhao. Welcome to the Chat Zhao. I missed out some words in that sentence. Well, there's another one, but that one's also quite large. I need a pocket-sized one. If anything, that one's bigger than the last one, so... Get back in there. Okay. Maybe we need to go and talk to some people and be like, yo, that cool piece of art you got in the portrait gallery, it rocks. Do you have any others? Maybe we need to find a human person. Caution, choking hazard. Implying the equipment is too big? My. Okay, I know where the sphere is. Now we wait for Anna to break. Caution, choking hazard. 16 plus. Hello, how are we all? Right. I'm not gonna break. I think I can just ask. Surely I can just ask someone. What the... Hey.
What can I do for you, sir?
Hello.
I am at your service, day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
I'll make him believe it's my book.
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due
And
respect,
we're
sir,
good.
I hope sir will understand
Ciao.
that I
How are
have
you?
doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But
Now.
But sir, very well, sir. Here you are. May sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
No, I'm good. I don't think he's going to be helpful. Can I go outside?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging ruins.
Legs hurt was training with a former Welsh champ. Nice. Nothing. Is this library just a borehole down into the centre of the earth? I feel like I've missed something really obvious. Twitch noobs. these random little fucking tables. It looks like an armillary sphere. Nope. Cool. Gaming Dutchman, welcome to the stream. Is it me, or does the character look like a skinnier version of Hawk from Dragon Age 2? I have only played a very small amount of Dragon Age 2 because I sucked, so I don't think I got to meet him.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Take it then. For fuck's sake, why would this man not steal books?
A cache.
Cash. Fuck me, is that Washington again? Is he just lurking again, or is this someone else? No. Napoleon?
Not too shocked.
I beg your pardon?
About Peru this morning. I asked you if you weren't too shocked by it all.
Yes, of course. I still can't believe it.
And neither can I. How could he do that to us? There are increasingly fewer and fewer of us on Mortimer's side. I don't see at all how
Shifty
we're
eyes.
going to win the conference.
Yeah, I know, I have no idea.
wondering.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know where to find an armillary sphere, would you?
Do you really think this is the right time? Oh, ask Volner. I am sure he will know. What with him being passionate about astronomy, you ought to get on fine together. Leave me now. I need to think of a solution.
I'm in search of a cross of Claymont III. You wouldn't have seen one, would you?
I beg your pardon? What are you playing at now, de Richet?
Oh, nothing. It doesn't matter. I'll figure it out. I won't keep you any
Bye.
longer. See you later,
Thanks for
monsieur.
your help. So we need to go and find Volner. Oh wow, and he disappeared. Fuck me. Such a good tactician. Just... He lives and you don't even see him. He's amazing. Maybe he's just so short. Didn't bother to look down. Is there anyone sitting over here? Oh, there is. Hello. Who's this? Good day, mate.
God damn it, Dorishe! Are you joking or what? You sell me pipe dreams about Mortimer's project, and a few hours later, one of your allies completely breaks down.
To be
Is
fair,
this
bud,
what Mortimer's side is all about?
I
What am I
recommend
going to do
changing
now?
back now.
Come now, my Lord Duke. You know very well that at this level, things can get pretty rough. You ought to be used to it. Rest assured, Lord Mortimer has bounced back before. It's not an issue.
What can I do for you?
I'm
Question,
dreaming.
Annie, you've played both
My mother
sides.
was
Which
right.
are you actually on?
He's not going to tell me one word about
originally
what
was
happened
on
to Emily.
Mortimer's side.
To tell you the truth,
And then I switched
I'm in search of an armillary
to
sphere.
Emily's side.
You wouldn't know where I can find it,
But
would you?
before I switched,
Well,
I
well.
convinced him
So you do
to
have a passion for astronomy.
betray Emily's side and join
Von
Mortimer,
Volner
and
has
then I
already
betrayed
bored me
Mortimer's
quite
side
enough
and joined
with all
Emily.
these endless stories. You ought to concentrate, Louis. Politics is an art that requires all one's attention. Refrain from spreading yourself too thin, and leave stargazing to the poets.
What can I say? I'm only...
Ask Volner. I am sure he must have it among his effects.
Perfect.
Thank you, my Lord Duke.
Leave me now.
See you later.
So I completely fucked this guy over, basically. But I don't really care very much because he's kind of a dick. Volner. I guess let's go and find Volner's room. Wind sounds. Emily. Don't need to go see Emily, that's fine. Volner. No. Good day, mate. Never not gonna do it. think the next one's mine, isn't it? Jasmine! Raji. Washington, oh for fuck's sake. I'm gonna run around the whole of this. Adams? John Adams? I know him. That can't be. It's that little guy who spoke to me years ago. What was it? 85. That poor man, they're going to eat him alive. Volna, hello. Can I steal it? Ah! I walked right past it. It's right there.
An armillary sphere. Perfect. That will save me some time. I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Psych, now we only have one thing. Let's just go and ask the Pope or whatever the fuck he is. He was... Which fucking one was he? Peru, Bonaparte, Hillsborough, Cadore. It's me. He must be this one, the only one that... Oh, okay.
Ah, Louis, come in. Your timing is impeccable. I wanted to have a word with you.
Did you? Just
Oh, here we go.
take it. Yes.
I was wondering how you are getting on in your search for our poor Sarah. You must have made some progress, I should think. I am terribly worried about her, you know.
Come on, get out of here, Louis. You're in a hurry.
Any news of her?
I don't know why, Your Eminence, but I get the impression you're asking a question to which you already know the answer.
Let's say I have heard rumors, but I prefer to ask you the question directly.
Well, what have you heard exactly?
It would appear that your mother is implicated in the death of the Duchess's twin sister. Oh, what a story, all the same. Twins? I was always wary of the Duchess anyway. I did not appreciate the facility with which she would
you
flaunt
just don't like her because she always has her
assets.
titties out.
You know, Louis, I don't
her
want to
prerogative.
put you on the spot, but I sense you are
There are only
worried,
less shit's given
and that you are not telling me
the
everything.
constipation ward.
What exactly did you
Is the
come
music
looking
cooling
for
off theme
in
to
my
anyone
room?
else? Sometimes, yeah.
What do you mean?
Louis,
Sometimes it gets really loud.
I was not born yesterday.
Yeah, I can tell, mate. You look
When you
about
came in,
150.
I saw in your face a hint of disappointment at finding me here. I concluded that you were hoping you wouldn't run into me. You came here for something else.
No. You're mistaken. I was just passing by. I shall leave you, Your Eminence. I wouldn't want to take up your time.
As you wish, Louis. See you later.
So I guess if I hadn't stolen it from him, I could have
I had
just
no
been
time
like,
to lose, so I might as well
yeah, I'm
not
looking for a cross, and he'd have been like, yeah, go for it. And I wouldn't have stolen from a religious leader. I don't really give a shit. Steals plenty from me. Right, let's go. Let's go this way. I think. Yeah. Okay. Probably gonna be quicker to go this way, isn't it? Why is everything always at the opposite side of the map? I mean, honestly. We haven't even started the episode we're meant to be playing tonight. This fucking maze. Swear to God. Every fucking time. Take a sip. Take a sip, babes. I have 2 separate glasses of water for some reason. Alright, Nam.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
Please do. Right. Guess a theme, then insert nails in the door.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals.
You don't want to impress your mother in a dark crypt. So
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
We'll have to trust her. Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away.
There's a sheep there and two
I can't see any
chickens.
other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus, like my mother said. You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more. Why, of course, they're part of the initials I-N-R-I that you can find on the cross of Jesus at his crucifixion.
Okay. Fuck me.
The cycle of the moons has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now.
Fine. Just thought maybe some of this was also relevant since we went to fucking find all of it.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas. Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Teveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem. Chapter 2, verse 6. And so it was that, while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered of a child. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock
Oh
by
my
night.
god, it's so long.
And lo,
Oh
the
God, there's
angel of
more.
the Lord came upon
Yeah,
them,
I know.
and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid.
Themes.
Chapter
Crucifixion.
19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 19, verse 17. And he, bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
The Bible is written so.
Chapter 19.
No,
verse
shit!
17.
I didn't mean to click read again. Oh my god,
And he,
no!
bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified
The Bible
him,
is written
and two
in a
others
way
with
that
him,
seems like
on either side.
every
and
time it
Jesus
sounds
in
like
the
they
midst.
finish the sentence, they're like, oh wait, I'll just tack another bit on, and another bit on, and another bit on, and then the sentence is like 16 paragraphs long, and it's just like, and then he went, and he took the bush into the cave, and held up a lamb, and the lamb was God, and also bread. And they ate of that bread, of the lamb, in the bush. Like, oh, fuck me. Why can't the game do it for me? Oh my god. It's gonna use up 7 points, but I really just can't be bothered. Chat's got a problem. Oh my god, what? Oh, Jesus, I miss so much. Christ, I never want... Blah, blah, blah. No, just know another thing about Christ? No, too easy. Isn't everything in this village just demons, though? It's September. I'm quite right. And also with your spirit. And also with you. The bread of bread is bread. Fuck.
The cross is stuck in the mechanism. I can't do anything.
Okay. What does this all mean? Mother.
What theme did you start with?
As the fresco shows the birth of Christ, I placed one nail in Bethlehem, one in chapter 2, and one in verse 6. The iris opened a little. I thought it was normal. Behind the aperture of the iris, there is a duct in which I put my hand. I felt something like a valve at the bottom. I thought by turning it the door would open, or the iris would open completely, or something else would happen. Instead, I felt something like an axe cut off my hand. I really thought it was the end of me.
What
the
did
end
you
of a
do
part
then?
of you.
Well, although I had made some unfortunate choices, I was lucky in that Mortimer was well stocked with drugs. I raided his supplies of medicine.
Correspondence of dates with different calendars. Fuck me. I'm just going to use the points. I really...
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals. These towns have one thing in common. They're all related to the life and death of Jesus.
Yeah, well, we
For example,
knew that.
Jordan
Fuck.
is the place of the baptism of Christ. If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case?
Okay. Right then. So, Jerusalem. Okay, hold on. Themes.
Chapter 19, verse 17.
19,
Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Okay, 19 and 17. 19, 17. Hello? How many fucking nails do I have?
Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one.
This is too much for me.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse.
Like, what?
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Ooh! Thank you, Shelf, the bits. Eat fresh, baby. The 8th of Nisan, so that's the second one down. Can I please move? Hello. I might genuinely Google this because I don't want to just end up reading the whole fucking Bible. Ugh. So it's obviously not crucifixion, because otherwise Jerusalem 1917 would work. Something would be happening right now. Is this something I click on to like make it do something? Doesn't seem to be. Presumably either works or it doesn't.
Cross is stuck in the
Oh,
mechanism.
that's not what I wanted to click.
Can't do anything.
I really wish you could skip dialogue in this game. That's one thing. Like the voice acting is a little bit
The
stunted at
cycle of the
times,
moons
but
has nothing to do with
I can
what I'm
deal
doing
with
right
it.
now.
But I really wish I could skip dialogue if I needed to.
Chapter 1, verse 9.
I'm just going to write all of this.
Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Jordan
Chapter 1, verse 9.
1.
And it came to pass in those
9.
days that Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee, and was baptized by John in Jordan. And coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens opened, and the Spirit like a dove descending upon him.
Themes.
Chapter
Crucifixion.
19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan, 3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head. Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem.
I forgot the dates of that one.
Chapter 14, verse 22.
14.
On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the Cenacle in Jerusalem. Chapter 10, verse 30. I and the Father are one.
That doesn't have a place. Does it
Chapter
have a place
10,
in this version?
verse 30. I and my Father are one.
Okay. It's just not that because it doesn't have a sound.
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 2, verse 6. Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the 22nd of Taveth at midnight, 3762, in the village of Bethlehem.
God damn it.
Chapter 24,
Resurrection.
verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head. Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Abagash.
Gosh. Okay, well, we're just gonna trial and error this bitch. Because I don't get it. So, first we have Jordan. 1, 9.
Interesting.
Louis, be very careful. I got the same result just before losing my arm.
Okay. Can I do anything, please, game? What if I put them in a different... So we've tried Jerusalem and then nothing happened when he did that. So there is meant to be a response. 19, 17, and nothing happens then. So, if I put in Jerusalem 14? 14, 17. Nothing. Okay. What about Bethesda? 5, 2. Okay.
Interesting.
Oh, is it going to happen
Louis,
every time?
be very careful. I got the same result just before losing my arm.
Yeah. The blood on this thing is my mum, so it's not the top one and it's not this one because we're getting the same result. So nails. Check these out. Bethlehem 2, 6. Okay, so it's not that one either.
Interesting.
Louis,
Give me an option
be
to skip
very careful.
dialogue.
I got the same result just before losing my arm.
Cool. I don't really want to lose my arm. Nazareth. 24. 3. Ooh! What was that? That was resurrection. Okay.
It works.
I hadn't seen those other wheels. But I don't know, I find this theme too close to the one that I used.
You used birth, I used resurrection. I guess they are similar. Analyze the
There must
inside.
surely be a connection between the wheels.
Okay. Wheel of
There are
icons.
different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you,
So
I
we've
didn't
got
get that
Crown
far.
of Thorns.
Nevertheless, these
Dove.
icons do represent moments in the life of Christ.
Candle. Jesus with a halo. An egg. Some water. Go back. Analyze the wheel of
This
dates.
wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1 letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date. This wheel represents the different moons. In the occult sciences, we represent the full moon by an X. As for the dark moon, called the new moon, in cults, it's often associated with something harmful.
Okay.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Can we turn them?
Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Okay. Can I please turn some of the wheels? Can you give me an option to do that, please? I don't want to put my hand in yet.
This wheel contains several symbols made up of 1 or 2 figures and 1
Second.
letter.
Oh, wait.
The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A
Yeah,
for April,
I know. I want to be able
and
to
M for
turn them.
March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date. Seventh of Shaban, 607, first quarter.
This is useless if I can't turn those wheels. Why can't I turn the mechanism? Am I being dim? I can't turn it, so there's no point in me finding the answers because I can't put them in. At least I can see the whole wheel like that. I'm so confused. Align the discs to match the chosen thematic and pull the trigger. How do I move the discs?
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions.
Just turn the wheel. I can't. I can't interact with it. Do I have to put my hand in order to turn things? That's the only option I haven't pressed.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
No. How do I move the wheels? How do I do this? Wait. Oh. Found it. Okay.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head.
Halo. Okay. So... that is there. Okay. Then we figure out twisting cycles. '14th. 13 Shaban 607.
13th of Shaban, 607. Waxing gibbous.
What does that mean? Waxing gibbous. What? Wax. Oh, fuck. Oh! I just... I'm not going to Google. I'm not doing it. I'm just... God damn it. Wheel of dates. 1st of April. Ah, fuck, it was on it. God damn it. I know waxing. What does gibbous mean? What does that mean? So waxing is going to be one of these three. Right? So from the new moon to the full moon. So it's one of these three. What does gibbous mean? What does that mean? It's a shape. Okay. What shape, Shao? Please work with me here. Having the illuminated part greater than a semicircle and less than a circle. Cool, thank you. Thank you very much. So it's this one. Having the illuminated part greater than a semicircle and less than a circle. Right, let's test it then. Let's fucking do this.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Oh, fuck. It's the only thing I failed, though. So... Fuck. I hope I put my left arm in and not my right. Fuck's sake. What do we want to get? Agility, logic, erudition, diversion, linguistics, etiquette. Getting these level 3 is just, there's so many points, like, ugh, what's the point? Let's go with logic. And put our throwaway point into diversion. Jesus Christ. Linguistics, psychology, logic. I guess all 3 of those, please. Thank you. God. I can't believe I lost my arm. Hold up, it's a trial of faith, so just pulling it should be a success.
I sensed that Mr. Peru
the knowledge being about the Bible is still not a test of faith.
I believed in him. I followed him to the best of my ability. I
Wait,
championed
Peru's
his
not
ideas,
dead?
defended his decisions, and then, without even realizing it, I became lost.
Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Louis, you really must learn to conceal your weaknesses better, if you don't want your foes to use them against you.
Our desire is to steer the destiny of our respective countries for the good of all, and to no longer suffer the random hazards of history.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
Hello?
Filthy swine! I'm
Bet
going
someone
to
heard a bang
open
from the
this damn
Duchess's
door
room.
and skin you alive! You're not going to get the better of us!
Mother?
Louis, you've come around. How do you feel?
I think it was harmless.
It hurts. Mother? I can't feel my arm.
If you can't feel your arm,
Louis, I
how
had to
can it
cauterize
hurt?
it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis.
We'll
Don't
get it back,
worry.
don't
I think
worry.
I found a solution, you'll see.
We gotta leave. No, don't put your arm in there.
Louis, we can't leave without it. It's our last chance.
Well,
I need to see this through to the end. I must do it.
Also, just continues. Yeah. What
We've
we just
done
played
it,
for the last
Stubborn as a mule.
hour and a half
Come on, up you get. I'll help you.
was the end of the
Easy
episode. We
does
should
it.
have finished last
Lost
week, but
a
I was
lot
too
of
tired.
blood.
And now what?
Let's take what we
What was
came
the answer?
for.
What was the fucking answer?
Wait. I've gotta know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Did
Tell me.
she just say, I'll give you a hand?
Where did I go wrong? The 3 nails? Yes, it's true. They let you open the iris.
Yes, but you still need to find the right theme, don't you? The fresco was a trap. Apart from the fresco, everything pointed to the crucifixion. The things that make it possible to activate the mechanism are associated with the crucifixion. The cross to activate the mechanism, and the nails to choose a date.
What did you do once you uncovered the iris?
I matched the icon of the crown of thorns with the town of Golgotha, where the crucifixion took place.
Well, how did you manage to crack the puzzle?
Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis.
Fine. Her legs are clipping through her dress. Well, this is homey. Smug patient, she is.
But where
She
are
really
we?
is.
I don't know, but we better not hang around. Do you know what we're looking for?
We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
The what?
The lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Now that you mention it, I did catch Von Wollner in the middle of an altercation with Piaggi.
What?
Von Wollner blamed His Eminence for having supplied Mortimer with all the lances in the Vatican's possession.
If Mortimer has all of them in his possession, it's not going to help us.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that
watching The Matrix
everything
Reloaded,
adds
an old
up,
person
but
with a vastly
imagine
inflated
if it
ego
really
talking
did
as if to a
exist.
child.
Very
Or me
well.
explaining some
Now
right
what?
bollocks.
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can.
I am also a
we
little
shall
bit
come
unimpressed
back
with
when
that
we are
puzzle.
ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back
Like,
when we
it
have the upper hand.
opened
Fear not.
when I lined
You
up the
take care
dates
of getting
for the
lance.
resurrection.
It's imperative.
So I went
I'll take
resurrection.
care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this
When we're
land.
ready and
But I
armed.
have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis, I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud.
Hey.
It must not fall into the hands of the demons, or we are all doomed. Don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will
Is this
stop you
game
if I
gonna
understand
end?
correctly.
And
Not
Enough,
Mom
Louis.
has just been
If you could
insane
see
the
the
whole
extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right. We'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and
no,
meet
it's
me on the
Indiana
wharf.
Jones all over
And if I
again.
get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance,
Pick the
we're
right
all
fucking
doomed.
cut
Do you
plants.
understand?
Perfectly.
Good.
The wooden
And go
one.
talk to Piaggi.
Jesus was a
He's
carpenter.
the one who probably knows the most about this.
God, I hope so. It would almost be as bad as that. It was all a dream ending. Question Cardinal Piaggi about the Holy Lance. Consult my notes. My notes are just, I must find the Holy Lance. Okay, sure. Can I...
This sarcophagus is engraved with the name of Clemens III. Good God! The one whose cross allowed me to enter. This sarcophagus is beautifully made, but ancient. Stone is marked by the passage of time, but it's really well preserved.
Oh, I should have used my next skill use is free for that one that required 7 fucking points. I was dumb. What? How did I get here? What the? Oh. I just fucking teleported. I turn up, missing a hand. Cardinal's like, what the fuck have you been doing? Had a run in with a dog. I'm French. I'm from Paris. Sometimes you just trip and you end up in a guillotine. Is how life goes. This way. They're just fucking littering the streets in Paris. Mum's gonna be a demon. Quite possibly. Which is the quickest way up there, probably.
Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
My dear Giuseppe, poor health forbids me from joining you. Please thank Sir Gregory for his invitation to Lord Mortimer's. I'm convinced you'll be able to strengthen our agreements. Please tell Sir Gregory that his enterprise concerning our friend Cardinal Bishop Chiaramonti is following its course. I place my trust in you. May God bless you and give you protection.
Sure. Just want to steal some books. Is that so much to ask? To just steal some books. Don't want much. Just a book or two. Some light reading.
Amber crystals.
Yeah, amber crystals. Oh yeah. Anything outside?
Let's have a look at his personal papers. Of course, it's in Latin, the language of the church.
Of course.
All those hours of learning Latin declensions are going to pay off in the end. Mother will be proud. Now this could be interesting. Let's say a sancte, various representation criteria, of which are shown the most common throughout the centuries, and in different forms. If Piaggi's notes are anything to go by, the weapon I'm looking for is shaped like a tapered spear. And that should help me identify it.
Okay. Cool, thanks.
The Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Oh, yeah, okay. I can't believe I lost my fucking arm. I'm a mess. An absolute mess. Oh. He went back to stuffing himself so he'd be in the... Yeah. Push him off.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You're not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So, you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus.
Is he having visions too?
Your Eminence, you're worrying me. What is happening to you?
Nothing, Louis. Just a moment of weakness, but
No
I
face,
bet...
damn it, hoping for no face.
I
was hoping for something,
You are
really
looking
horrific.
for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
No, Your Eminence. I thought you'd be the only one able to help me with it.
Your words lack conviction, Louis. If I'm asking you all these things, it's for your own good, you know. You have no reason to lie to me. Imagine you find it, which I don't doubt, given how resolute you are when you've got something on your mind. Then what? What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
If I told you why I needed this lance, you would never believe it.
Trust me, you can tell me anything.
It's our only chance to vanquish the demons.
Oh, my dear God, Louis. You sound just like Sarah. Do you realize you are following the same path, step by step? Sarah also started by imagining things. She too spoke of demons, I am told. She could no longer speak to anyone, and saw a hidden monster in every guest, lurking in the shadows, ready to devour her. You must let us help you. Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Just launches himself off the edge. Cool. Search for more clues or go pick one spear. Possible information sources. Specialists in what? Artistic depictions, sacred texts. Let's go to the library. Go talk to Mortimer. He sounds like he knows something about it. Where?
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Artistic depictions. Nope. 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 thought it might tell me what they specialised in, but it did not. Okay. Let's go up to his office. Servant. That servant's not normally there, is he? Hello, friend.
Pardon me, monsieur, but I have work to do.
And an excellent job you're doing too. Wow. Wow. That one bit of floor is going to be so spotless. Incredible. Okay, fine.
Adoration of the Shepherds with Saints Longinus and John, Giulio Romano, 1534. Longinus is holding the Holy Lance in his left hand, and I'll bet he's holding the sponge soaked in holy blood in the other hand. Yes! Here we can see that the Holy Lance is represented in the shape of a spear.
Distrust? Okay.
I better make sure I check this twice. It's a work that dates from the Renaissance. And there's nothing to say that it's not based on erroneous elements. This work is an order from Lord Mortimer. All the details have been conceived with a specific goal in mind. Upon closer examination, you can see that even the style clashes with that of most of the other works in the manor. No. If Mortimer has taken special care as the conception and the exhibition of this painting in his study, in the same way as for the nightmare painting, it must be of some significance. And that is indeed the true shape of the Holy Lance, a spear shape.
Okay.
There's only one way of being sure. I'll have to find other clues that will confirm this information.
It's a spear. Yeah, I know. Great, thank you very much. Okay, well that's one. What's this? Can I look at this one? No. Okay. Can't look at that one either. Okay, and there's no more. The spear attached up to that corresponds to the actual spear. Okay, cool. So all of the clues that I've had so far are that it's shaped like a spear. Well, boy am I glad we came and checked on that. Oh, fuck this. Let's just go and pick the spear. If we get the wrong one, fuck it, I guess. Can't win them all, right? Say hello to my other hand. Always go the wrong way. Always. Can you just fucking walk in a straight line? Oh my god. Honestly. Where are the spears? Going in the right direction. Whoop.
This lance has a leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. The symbol of the Christian fish is engraved on the tip.
Okay, right. Put on these things.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip. I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper, and I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
Okay. I don't think it's any of them. How are the flames still lit? The sevens come down here.
Let's take a look at this lance here. It has a very special leaf shape. It is copper rimmed, and I can see a fish symbol engraved on the tip.
We've just looked at that one. Except it was not that one, it was over there, but it's exactly the same thing. Oh fuck me, there's loads. Is there loads? Did we miss some? No. So we've looked at that one. We've looked at these three, and I'm unconvinced that it's any of them. Are there any more? Why is this one caged?
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer. It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription.
It's not an ancestor.
Let's see what we can find here.
Should we force open the lid? Should we find out if he's a vampire? Do it.
Ha! Great. Now let's see what's inside.
Fuck all. Because he's alive. Just a lot of amber fragments.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
Are they the only spears? Or are there more spears that I'm missing? Have I missed some spears?
The sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. We can see that this lance has a particular spear shape. It is coated in gold. You can distinguish the symbol of the fish engraved on the tip, barely noticeable. This one has no name. I wonder who it was for. I can see that this spear has a so-called leaf shape. It is copper rimmed. I can see the tip is engraved with the symbol of the Eye of Ra.
Okay, I think we must have found all of them now, because I think we've been both directions. I think we need to find out more info. All we know is it's shaped like a spear. Fuck's sake. Night, Shao. Sleep well. Why do you teleport forward when you get to that bit? Thank you for coming and hanging out. Sleep well. Wait. Could I have looked at the Bibles? Fuck. Wish I could run a bit faster. And I was a bit further away from the camera, oh my god.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The 4 Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. There's nothing about the lance in this account of the crucifixion. This apostle does not mention the lance in his description of the death of Christ. There's no mention of the lance in what Luke says about the death of Christ. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? Medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon.
Okay.
The Bible must mean the lance which finally took the life of Christ. The 4 Gospels each give an account of the death of Christ. Let's see what they can tell me about the lance. Ah, there. When they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they broke not his legs, but one of the soldiers with a shimmering lance pierced his side, and forthwith there came out blood and water. And he that saw it bore witness, and his record is true, and he knoweth that he saith true, that ye might believe. A shimmering lance? What is this telling me? The name of the Roman soldier who killed Christ never appears in the biblical canon. Yet, it is said that he was a centurion and was called Longinus.
Okay. It's not very helpful at all.
Medieval Hermetic traditions evoke the idea of using noble materials for relics, which the monasteries often made themselves in order to attract pilgrims. Of course, they had to inspire greatness. So here, we might think of gold, whereas a centurion could not have hoped for anything better than copper at the time. The true lance would not have been a luxurious weapon.
Okay. So. So, we basically have a choice between copper and gold, so it's not gold, so it's one of the copper ones. We have a choice between spear-shaped and leaf-shaped, so it's not leaf-shaped. But then there was one that had a fish and one that had a symbol of Ra on it. Neither makes sense to me, because it's a Roman soldier, so why would he have a symbol of Ra on his spear? But at the same time, he's literally stabbing Christ, so why would he have any Christian symbology on his spear? That's insane. So, we must be able to find something which tells us. We've looked at sacred texts and we looked at artistic depictions. We need to find a specialist. This fucking maze. I will never ever get through this maze. First time. existing symbology just wouldn't even exist yet. Like, neither makes sense. But I guess the Egyptian one makes more sense. But then maybe someone added that symbology later onto it. I don't know. If one made more sense than the other, I would just guess it, but neither make any sense to me. Hello. Hey, bud. I can T-posing over here. Right. Not quite T-posing. A-posing. I don't know what esotericism is. So I don't know how to find a specialist in it. So I'm just going to find someone. Hello. George?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
Well,
that's an idea.
is his field.
In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see.
Maybe astrology too.
But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge
He's like,
right now.
Such a Pisces.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
He just loves lurking in front of light sources, so he's just a shadowy figure. No one's sweeping.
It seems like he isn't here. A chemistry set. That's not surprising coming from von Wallner. So, let's see what Wallner has in his bookcase. A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini militis fabulum. Ah! What have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Wallner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Yoink.
Did he say?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What happened? You've lost. Oh, how horrible. Your hand.
It's an accident. To tell you the truth,
Accident? Are you joking? You have lost your hand, Louis. We've got to do something.
It's been done. I've been given treatment, rest assured. I admit that I didn't truly realize the consequences of my recklessness. So just stay calm.
Yes, of course. But Louis, it's your hand.
I know. Please, look, there's nothing I can do about it.
This man has broken into your
I made a
room and is
mistake, but
stealing your
it's
stuff.
too late now. It was an accident. I only wanted to inspect the place to find my mother and, well, I fell into a trap. The result is appalling, I grant you that, but at least I can guarantee that we're all perfectly safe here on this island.
And You joke about it? Am I dreaming?
No, sir, but let's be realistic. So many world leaders brought together in one place, and there are no safeguards? The error indeed stems from my
weird
recklessness.
conversation.
I went looking here and there in search of my mother, and I had an accident. It's my own fault.
Fine. We will drop this incident. Why are you here? What are you doing in my room?
I was looking for you.
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well,
For me?
here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
Not at all. I've come here to talk to you about the Al-Azif.
Ach, you are lying through your teeth. You are not here for the Al-Azif.
No, of course not. Well, what makes you think that?
You are a very bad liar, my lad. Don't think you're going to get away with it so easily. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
Ah, I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about?
No, you jackass. Oh, god damn it. I really want to say no, you jackass. Oh man. I want to call him a jackass so bad, but I need it. I need more info.
But calm yourself, goddammit. You're the one I'm trying to help.
What? What?
I heard you talking with His Eminence, and it seemed to me that this story about the lances had put you in a tight spot. I was only trying to be helpful.
But why didn't you tell me straight away?
Seeing as I hadn't found it, I didn't want to commit myself too quickly. If I failed, I would look like a beginner.
I understand, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please...
I would never do
excuse
that.
me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
Pencil. My sherbet. My spoon. Okay. Let's go. In the wrong fucking way. Oops, we're going the right fucking direction. Let's go. Dude is very chill about missing an arm. All in a day's work, right? of being a spy, supreme, member of the Golden Shower or whatever it was. Run and get some water during this loading screen. Going to head to bed, leaving you on alert. We'll catch up on the VOD. Thank you for your stream. Good night. Good night, Will. Sleep well. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Ooh. Whoa. So, it's not that, that's leaf shaped.
I can see that this lance has the shape of a boar spear. The blade is partially coated in copper. And I can just make out the symbol of the Eye of Ra engraved on the tip.
So it's the one that has all the lights around it.
I can see this lance has a spear shape, it is copper rimmed, and it has been engraved with the symbol of the Christian fish on the tip.
What?
I must be sure of my choice. I cannot get it wrong. Am I absolutely sure this is the one to take?
Yes. I'm my mother of the war. Good thing you didn't follow your hunch. Just makes very little sense that it would have a Christian symbol on it, considering it was used to stab Jesus. It just makes no sense to me, but okay, sure. I mean, it's not the thing that first comes to mind is not making sense in regards to religion, so I won't worry about it too much. I should have just gone, oh look, that one's surrounded by candles. It's probably that one. I didn't find all the clues enabling me to identify the lance. I identified it anyway. I didn't find all the copies of Oh, well, it doesn't fucking matter, does it? I found the actual one, so who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, mate? 4 available points. Let's... Ooh. Agility, etiquette, and diversion. Yes. True, but wasn't there an overlap between Rome and Egypt? Yeah, like they traded. Like Mark Antony and Cleopatra were a whole thing.
I'm already pressed
It would make
for time
more
as
sense
it is.
to me that it be
Mother's
an
waiting for me
Egyptian
on the
symbol,
wharf.
and that they got weapons from Egypt. But I don't have any books to read. No. God damn it. Yes, I'm slacking. I'm slacking on the book stealing front.
De Richet, sticking your nose everywhere again.
Wow.
I'm
What's the matter with
walking in
him?
the garden.
Excuse
Fuck.
me, monsieur. I don't follow you.
I haven't come all this way just to fail, so close to the goal.
Why? What are you talking about?
I am talking about what you are doing. This conference is going to boost my career. There is no question of me letting you ruin everything. I just surprised Piaget and Volner talking. You are about to rob Mortimer. Give me what you took from him, immediately.
Let's keep calm, please. I don't know what you're talking about. I'll have to cut this short, quick.
Make him see sense. Hit him. Make
Look,
him see sense.
I don't know what you're going on about, and I don't have time for this right now.
Don't bank on getting rid of me so easily, De Richet. Where have you been?
Did Lord Mortimer tell you you could trust me?
Yes, but...
So, I'm working for him right now, and you're wasting my time with your questions. Look, if he hasn't taken you into his confidence, then you shouldn't know yet.
I'll soon figure out what you are up to. And I am convinced that you have indeed robbed Mortimer. The game is up. Give me what you took from him.
You know, this is becoming an obsession with you.
Show me what you are carrying, or I will call the servants.
Give him... Give him another rare object.
Very well. Fair is fair. You've exposed me. Here, this is what I took from him. Look, I'm sorry. I acted on a bizarre impulse.
I don't know either, and frankly, you have disappointed me. That said, it is not as bad as I thought it would be. Right. We'll leave it there. I'm glad that things have been cleared up.
So,
fuck you, Napoleon.
Are we finished here?
Indeed we are. I shall leave you.
That's right. Go play somewhere else. See you later, monsieur. Come on. I have to hurry up and join my mother at the wharf now.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Just want to go for a late night walk, please.
Ah, Louis. Perfect timing.
As luck would have it.
Come, my boy. I would like to have a word with you.
Why do I feel like I'm about to be knocked out and Thrown in a dungeon.
Come closer, please. It's time we had a little chat. I wanted you... Oh no, your hand. Damn it, no. So that's it. She is prepared to use you.
What do you mean?
It wasn't enough for her to lose her hand. She had to make you lose yours too. I cannot permit this to continue. Louis, it's time you found out the truth. I've been observing you since you arrived. I see you running all over the grounds in the search of Sarah. I would like to prevent her from leading you even further down the wrong road.
The wrong road?
Louis, Sarah has made her own choices of her own free will, and I would like for you to have the same chance. You see, Sarah and I have known each other for a very long time, Louis. I am aware of her theory. About me, about Gregory, about the demons. She's right. Look at me. I have inhabited this body since 1191. For the last 602 years, I have been this dear William Mortimer.
Lucifer, the fallen archangel, left heaven accompanied by 133,306,668 angels.
Why
Is it true that there are
that?
that many of you?
No, I assure you, Louis. Forget your Bible class. It's ridiculous. We are not angels. We don't have wings. There is certainly nowhere near 1,000,000 of us. And for that matter, no sacred human text represents us correctly. There are several families, and the family to which I belong has 8 siblings, including Gregory and myself.
Sir Gregory is your brother?
Yes, what can I say? You can't choose your family. But it is very difficult to know exactly how many of us there are because a large number of our kind remain hidden or never reveal themselves even to us.
You've been Mortimer for 600 years? How long have the demons been among mankind?
Oh, I don't think I'd be lying if I said that we have always been here.
But why me?
Why do I tell you about the greatest secret ever revealed to man?
That's right.
I'm coming to that. Don't worry.
Why should I trust you?
I'm not asking you to, Louis. If you are still in doubt about the demons, I can assure you that won't last long.
What are the demons' projects for humanity?
Our aim has long since been to protect humanity from itself. On the other hand, although we give them the impulse to succeed, we don't all agree as to the path they take to achieve it.
What has my mother got to do with all this?
She embarked on a crusade many years ago to kill all the demons.
That must have upset you. I imagine you retaliated.
No, I'm afraid she never forgave me.
Forgave what?
We met when she was still just a young woman. I appeared to her in a different form because I didn't want to reveal the identity of Lord Mortimer at that time. She was looking for someone interested in the occult to decipher an ancient book. We spent many years together until I revealed my true nature to her.
The old book was Al-Azif, wasn't it?
Did she speak about it?
Not so long ago, yes.
Indeed, it was already Al-Azif. She wanted to unlock the secrets.
He admitted to this weirdly easy. He really did.
How would you qualify your species?
Which makes me think he's planning on killing me. This is...
Good question.
He's
what
monologuing.
is your area of expertise?
All of them, buddy. All of them. Physics.
I'd say physics.
So, consider us like the mechanical vibration of fluids.
You mean sound?
That's right. The physical properties of acoustics are very similar to those of our abilities. Imagine us as something like waves.
What would you say if I picked one of the other options? I can't.
And you truly have the power to manipulate the thoughts of men.
That's right. Every demon has the capacity to infiltrate the minds of men and to read and steer their thoughts.
And what do you do with this power?
We help them, of course.
Bullshit.
Of course you do. And you expect me to believe that, I suppose.
Louis, demon is just a word. It all depends on what exists beneath the surface. I understand that this isn't easy. The culture of men is centered on the fact that demons are responsible for all the evils on Earth.
But if it's the same in every single culture, then maybe there might be something to it. Don't you think?
Certainly
you caught
there
me
is something to
monologuing.
it. Control. Man has spent his existence wishing to believe in the supernatural and imposing his belief on others. What could be more convenient for manipulating the masses? A perfect, inaccessible being and a plethora of demons in everyone. The perfect idea to relieve men of all responsibility while still finding them guilty.
Can you tell me more about your capacities, your supernatural powers?
Supernatural? From my point of view, they are perfectly natural. Well, Louis, just because the monkey does not fly doesn't mean that we should consider the bird a supernatural creature. We are all part of a grand design. We are simply made like this. By developing our art, we are able to read thoughts as well as write in the minds of men. It is possible for us to make them bow to our desire, but it doesn't work without leaving some scars.
You're the devil incarnate.
The devil? I'm not saying that
You're
all
the devil.
Judeo-Christian folklore hasn't
Fuck
served
you,
us,
Satan.
but the truth is, of course, something quite different. Please, don't look at us through the primitive prism of religions. I am not hiding any horns or goat's feet, Louis.
I don't know
I have
that.
no tail.
Show me your feet. Prove it to me right now.
Why do you bring up folklore? You mean that you've taken advantage of people's beliefs?
No, not exactly. I mean that
Yes.
we in fact created them from scratch. It is amazing to see how mankind has such a strong need to believe in something superior to itself. It was very instructive for what was to come.
I think we've asked all of them.
Continue.
Louis, it's time you opened your eyes. Come, you'll soon see.
After you.
Simon's hair's going all over the place. Why confidence in imposing your will upon us? Is there a connection
Did what
with
happened
this?
to Elizabeth Adams have anything to do with you?
Unfortunately, the poor girl became an issue between us, in spite of herself. A family of demons is still a family, and as in all families, there are disputes. Elizabeth's family, the Adams, has always been under the patriarchal control of my father. As he and myself are not really on very good terms, sending poor Elizabeth here was terribly rude of him, really.
You did accept, though.
No, I would say rather I was presented with a fait accompli by Gregory and went along with the intention of helping her. But this is my castle, and everyone is the master of their own home.
The voice in Elizabeth's head. It was you.
It was my father, to be precise.
If you could manipulate us mentally, what's the point of all the theatrics of the conference?
You must suspect that we asked ourselves that very same question. For many centuries, we didn't organize any conferences, and most of the time, it ended in civil war between demons. Many of us were killed during this period. The idea of organizing conferences was the answer to everything. The interest being to erect some rules among ourselves. Our family first divided up all the principal countries of the world. Now, whenever one of us wanted to propose a major change between these countries, they summon the demon in question and initiate a conference. The demon that initiates the proposition doesn't have to give notification of the subject of the conference beforehand. Consequently, We participate along with our best assets. Once the humans are brought together, the conference begins, but we are forbidden to use our talents to influence the participants. The first meeting is held in order to expose the subject to all the participants, followed by several days of reflection, during which we are allowed to be persuasive but not to impose our will. A second meeting closes the conference with a final vote.
So, for you it's a game, isn't it?
I understand your remark, but after living several centuries,
how do you agree on global
you stand
policy?
back and locally we often have competing interests, and sometimes we start wars between
Louis
men,
just had enough.
which
He's
are
just
linked
fucking
to our
interrupting him.
disagreements. Most of the time, our father steps in and
This is
gives directives,
such a
which my
convoluted.
family follow to the letter. Indeed, in my opinion, it is high time we moved on.
What do you mean?
I mean that a new era must begin. The old monarchic regimes are outdated, and it's time to evolve.
So, von Borchert, he was looking for the Al-Azif for you.
Exactly. Al-Azif has always belonged to my family, Louis, and with good reason. My father wrote much of it. Can you tell me what you've done with...
What? You mean the Al-Azif?
No, I already know that. Sarah came here with it and got rid of it. I was thinking of von Borchert. He isn't essential, but he is a trusted person.
About him, how can I put this?
I see.
Well, he
fucking
jumped
murdered
me.
him.
It was him or me.
You don't need to justify yourself, Louis. Don't worry. I hope I've answered all your questions, Louis. Come, I've something to show you.
There is one question that remains to be answered. Why me? Why tell me all of this?
Oh, haven't you guessed yet?
I'm going to turn you into a vampire. Needs to support the order. Nope.
I really have no idea.
Come on, Louis, make an effort. What do you think could be the reason? Look, we are of the gods, Louis. Always have been. You, as much as me. You are one of us, Louis. You too are a demon.
Are you serious?
You know it. Deep down inside, you know I am telling you the truth. Where do you think that natural, charismatic presence comes from? Your talent must
He does
already
not
have
have a natural,
manifested
charismatic
itself
presence
somehow.
at
Have you
all.
ever had any visions?
No. Stop it. It's
Have
absurd.
you never found yourself suddenly inside someone else's body without knowing why? Once asleep, maybe?
Well, you know,
That's
there
how
was
it
that
often
night with
happens the
Emily.
first time. Your spirit wanders unconsciously.
My mother can't have lied to me about that.
It's true. Your real mother would never have lied to you.
What do you mean?
Louis, I would rather you found this out from her own lips, but
My God.
it's important that you know. Sarah is not your mother.
What?
I'm sorry you had to find out this way, Louis. But you must know the truth before you commit an irreparable act.
No, no, it's not possible.
You are my son.
You don't look much alike.
Not too shaken up. You've experienced many significant events since your arrival.
To tell you the truth, I don't get much time to ask myself those questions.
Quite right. Best not to react to all this too suddenly. Take some time to think about it all. For now, I think you ought to find Sarah, my son. You ought to talk things over with her.
So she's been lying to me all along?
Let her justify herself. What's done is done. Sarah must explain herself. You must clear the air. We'll have all the time we need to talk afterwards. But all in good time. Before you join her, I'd like to give you something. As a demon, I would like to introduce you to your first talent.
What do you mean?
Open your mind, my son. Relax. You hold immense power. It's already there inside you. Empty your mind of all thoughts. Just let me show you the way.
I should relax.
Open your mind. Hear my voice. Feel the vibrations and listen to what has been happening to you deep inside, but which you have been concealing. Trust yourself. It's all already in there.
Is that
I can hear something.
Now breathe.
It's a sound, very faint.
That's right. Concentrate on it. My voice is growing fainter, but I am here.
Whispers, words, mixed voices.
Focus on one of them. Don't be afraid.
I sense a stream. Some words are clear, but not all of them.
Let them enter into your mind.
I hear them. Now I can hear a clear voice.
Well done, Louis. Congratulations.
What was it?
You are now able to read people's minds.
What?
Great.
You
Yay.
heard me. From now on, whenever a human speaks to you, you will be able to read their current thoughts. So, if you need to know something in particular from someone, all you have to do is make them think about it.
But it'd be a violation of their most intimate thoughts, wouldn't it?
To begin with, there's nothing obliging you to do it. You already had the ability without even knowing it. I just gave you the option of putting it into practice if you want. Moreover, it would be wrong to evoke morality here. Every species is different, Louis, and this is the way we are made. That's all there is to it. You are free to use this talent or not. And what's more, it will be up to you to decide what to do with the thoughts you read. That is where the values of right and wrong do come into play. There are also a few rules you need to know that govern this talent when used between ourselves. You can read the thoughts of demons as well as of humans. But be careful. A demon more experienced than yourself will know that you are spying and will often react quite violently. It's considered bad form to play around the psyche of another demon. It's a question of courtesy. But let's be clear. What is most considered bad form is getting caught. So I would advise against trying to read the thoughts of Gregory, for example.
Home?
Yes, the old grump is touchy and rather a stickler about the conventions. On that note, go and see Sarah, Louis. Otherwise, she might leave without you. We'll continue this discussion later if you want. Just join me in my study when you've finished.
Okay.
Let's see what Mortimer's thinking about.
He is thinking he might not have been clear enough with you. When I told you not to try to read into Gregory or our experienced demons, it also applied to me, of course.
You can hear me think?
Of course I can. I can sense you. For the moment, your mind shines like 1,000 lights because you haven't yet mastered the art of concealment from the psyches of others. So, I give you a weapon, and the first thing you do is try to shoot me with it? If my intentions were evil, you would already be at my mercy. So be very careful on whom you use the talent.
All right. Please excuse me.
And don't ever apologize, my son. You are far above that from now on. Now go. One more thing. If you want to know the truth about your birth, ask her about Paris, 1763, at 12 Rue des Martyrs. That's where she disemboweled your mother to steal you from me.
Oh, all this time I just thought, like, she'd boned down with him, but... Okay.
It's not that I regret all these discussions, but I must hurry to the wharf.
No, Mother!
Louis, it was an accident, I'm sorry. I didn't have a choice. She attacked me. I didn't want to hurt her.
What happened?
I was on the wharf. It was dark. She seemed to be preparing to depart. I moved closer. I wanted us to talk, but as soon as she saw me, she threatened me. I wanted her to explain to me in her own words what had happened to Emma. I had to know what happened, Louis. You understand that, don't you?
Did she say anything before she died?
I didn't understand everything. She was in a blind rage. She pointed her pistol at me. She spoke to me as if I were you and called me Louis. She said you look so much like her and that she was so proud to have a son like you.
Did my mother say how proud she was to have me for a son?
That's right.
You wanted to get even for Emma's death. You killed her, admit it.
Louis, stop. I swear that's what happened. You were frightening me.
That's enough. Get out of here, Emily. I never want to see you again.
Well, that was a twist and a half. Read her mind. I felt bad. I should have done. I thought maybe I'd get another chance, but the second dialogue option didn't have a read mind option. Ah, shit! You could get there in time to stop. Ah, shit. Okay. Still don't have any fucking books. God damn it, I could have saved her. Oh well, never mind. I'm an unworthy son. Oh fuck.
Rational and open. I spent my whole life swimming in lies. Emily, what a waste. I feel like I know nothing. That I have to learn everything all over again.
All
I'm
skills are erased.
I age more slowly. I can mentally manipulate people. I don't even know if it's a good thing or a curse. Frankly, I feel like I'm cursed. I hope I'll be able to control this
He's
new
an angsty
skill,
boy.
otherwise
He thinks he's cursed.
my life will be hell. Damn it.
My
What
life
a
is
mess.
hell.
Come on, man up, Louis. I'm still the same old me. Demon or not, I'm still in charge of my actions. And this father, I know nothing about. Yes, I've still got a lot to learn. It's enough to drive you crazy. Everything I believed in, nothing holds true anymore. Pull yourself together, man. I need to find some answers. There's no way of being alone for a minute.
What do you fucking want?
Sir Gregory?
Good day, Louis. I think it would be good to talk. How are you feeling?
I don't know.
I understand. I heard that William spoke to you at last about our nature and our family. It's a good thing, but you must be a bit shaken up.
That's the least you can say.
I bid you welcome among us, Louis. Knowing William, he probably didn't go into any detail about our family, so if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
How long has our family been in existence?
We have been here since the very beginning.
What do you mean, exactly?
Are you trying to get information from me?
Yes.
No, not
you
at all.
literally said if you have any
I was just
questions,
wondering why that particular
don't hesitate
question seemed to disturb you.
to
Let
ask.
us not insist then. You yourself weren't very convinced by the question, it seems.
How many of us are there in the family?
We are 8 brothers and sisters.
What do you mean by brothers and sisters if we can change bodies?
You reason with logic. We have retained the human habit. When we first come into this world, we retain a certain attachment to our first envelope. If we are born as a man, we are brothers. If we are born as a woman, we are sisters. But I must admit, it has absolutely no real importance. They're just bodies.
Well, tell me then, are there any other families like ours?
There are officially 7, but we're the oldest and therefore the most powerful.
Is there a head of the family?
You'll see. You'll meet them all, of course, when you are ready. They created us and set out the rules, especially our father. As for our mother, she retired from the political stage. We don't see her much anymore. I think that all these questions simply bore her.
What's Lord Mortimer's problem?
I think he allows himself to be devoured by a need for recognition.
Has he always been like that?
More or less, but thinking about it, I believe that the birth of our latest sibling greatly accentuated his discomfort.
Do you think he's jealous?
I didn't realize you were so good at behavioral analysis. Indeed, William certainly is prone to jealousy. Finding one's place, notably in the eyes of our father, is not easy, and we each do what we can to succeed. But I can't justify this perpetual rebellion against our rules.
I see. There is still much to learn.
Yes, it's true. You've got some catching up to do, my boy. One thing you must understand, regarding any disagreements that might arise between William and myself, is his position with regard to mankind.
What do you mean?
Well, for centuries we've been trying to help, and therefore preserve humanity. Monarchies are simple and practical. They enable us to inspire humanity efficiently, and I can't understand why William wants to replace them with democracy.
But if your intention is not to dominate the human race, why not let them be master of their own destinies?
I perfectly understand this type of reaction from you, less from William. The main thing you're lacking is time. Man is transient, and one of his particularities is that he does not learn from the errors of his peers. He uses up an incredible amount of energy building and destroying whatever he himself has put into place. If we weren't here to help them, guide them, I sincerely believe that humanity would have become extinct by now. We are eternal, Louis. When we plan ahead, we do it for the long term.
Yes, I understand, but that's more like tyranny, isn't it?
Well, it's all a question of your point of view. From man's point of view, I can understand how he would have that impression if ever he found out. But don't forget your true nature. From the demon's point of view, in other words, ours, letting man do as he thinks fit would equate to letting him race to his own demise.
But what about man's freedom to choose?
That is man's worst enemy, Louis. Imagine a creature that dies without reaching the age of adulthood. It remains a child. We have to help him, otherwise he will put himself in danger. It has taken centuries for our family to establish relative peace between demons. Thanks to this policy, we have been able to decide everything by confining the other families to subordinate roles. And now William is obsessed with disrupting everything.
Peace between demons? What do you mean?
I'm not talking about conflicts within our family. If that was all there was, everything would be fine. But several other families, younger but nonetheless powerful, are trying to upset the balance. At present, we dominate most of the major countries around the globe. But some families are pushing, via less influential countries, to gain ground. Do you understand?
As best I can, yes.
When the time comes, you must take up a position on the political chessboard. I only hope your father doesn't take you down with him.
Are you suggesting he might be in danger?
Well, Louis, our father's patience is not limitless. If William ever does go too far, then yes, he will be in danger. I want you to make an informed choice. Now go and see your father, see what he has to say, and then think it over very carefully.
That's exactly what I intended to do. Thank you, Uncle.
Don't mention it. If I've been able to help you in any way, go now.
Well, this is not where I expected this story to go. I can hear voices. What is going on in here? Hello? I think this is Emily's room.
We have to talk.
I was just wondering.
Oh, what's she smiling for?
Right. I shall begin. It's going to be an awful lot for you to take in on just one day, but I must tell you that I'm a demon too.
Excuse me?
I know that you are too. Gregory told me everything during my convalescence. And that isn't all. I'm also Mortimer's daughter. You understand what that means, I hope.
Yeah, we both, and you're my sister.
That's right.
What?
I am a demon too. And I am your sister. And we also slept together. But don't be too hard on yourself. It's a bit unnatural when you think about it, but then you couldn't know. This way at least, everything stays in the family. It's for the best. It mustn't prevent us from living out our affair in the open, however.
Our affair? Have you lost your mind?
I'm far too soft on you. I'll let you have everything, of course. So don't be nasty, if you don't mind.
Emma, it doesn't make sense. The mere thought makes me sick.
Shut up! You always have to ruin everything. But not this time, do you hear me?
Best remain discreet for the time being. We shall go see Father later and tell him everything. Of course he'll be disappointed because he bet it would be Emily, I think.
Whoa. She is completely mad.
But I think he will be proud of me when all is said and done.
She's talking to herself. She can't even see me.
He loves me. Oh, he loves me not. Yes, we'll have to tell Father all about this. But I don't want to live on this island. It's too cold.
There's no point in insisting anymore. I'm going, Emma.
Yes, I'll see you later. La, la, la,
I thought Emma died. And this one's Emily. I'm getting really confused now. Hello, George.
Louis, busy as always, I see. How lucky you are. I must admit I'm trying to kill the boredom myself.
I get the impression we're all in the same boat.
And here I was thinking you might have some juicy gossip.
Me? No, nothing at all. And you?
I would like to be able to say yes, but it's been dead quiet. The only one with anything to say is Duke Manuel. But with that accent of his, I don't understand a word he says. It's exasperating.
Right. I've wasted enough time. I'll keep our conversation to myself, Mr. President. Anyway, I must be going now.
See you later, Louis.
Hey, Dad. First of all, I feel like I need to get something off my chest.
Louis,
I murdered your
I was
birds.
sure you would stay. I'm proud of you. You have made the right choice.
Didn't have a
You
choice.
must have been
My mum was
disappointed
dead on the
not
dot.
to have been able to speak to Sarah one last time. I would have liked her to tell you herself.
Well, I guess I'll never know now.
True. Even so, there is one more thing I haven't told you about her. Sarah was my daughter.
What? But why didn't you tell me the truth about her?
I thought that might be too many truths to absorb at one time. I intended to tell you afterwards. You were in a hurry, so I made a decision. You've been able to understand and choose for yourself. How do you feel?
Hard to say. Confused about everything? I have to admit, it's been a lot to take in such a short amount of time.
What could be more normal? It may have been a bit brutal, but you've just grown up in a very short space of time. From now on, you can influence your own future. I will guide you. We've all the time we need.
You're not the first to make me that offer.
What do you mean by that?
Your brother, Sir Gregory.
Gregory. Why am I not even surprised? What did he say?
I think he's worried about you.
Worried? Marvelous. That's just like him. You know, in a family like ours, we all have a role to play. And his is to worry about everyone else. Let me reassure you, there's no reason for him to worry about me.
Like the relationship with your father, for example.
It's sometimes complicated, I must admit. I like to understand things, even if it means thinking outside the box. In fact, that's a character trait that you seem to have inherited.
You haven't answered about your father.
What did I tell you? You are too curious, my son. Let time do its work. I don't impose anything on anyone. I'm just following my own path.
But where does it lead?
I suppose I should explain. For centuries now, demons have emerged in and around great leaders all over the world. But like true tyrants, they have governed with an iron fist in a studded glove.
That's the impression I get.
But you see, people's discontent is increasing, and they are too high up to hear it. They take themselves for gods. Sooner or later, the people will turn against us, just as they have in the past. Each time it's happened, many of us have died. We must master the humans, yes, but gently. And the best way of doing that is by allowing them a free choice, Louis.
So that's your project.
Of course, not entirely, no. It is easier to keep control over people who slumber than people who are oppressed. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man. Whereas, if you give him a roof, food, and entertainment, he will do whatever you want. The best way of getting them to achieve something is to make them think it was their idea. For that, they have to feel as if they are free.
Hang on. What do you mean?
Look at the United States. From the start, I introduced an idea that will change everything. The idea that everything is possible. Everyone can become someone. Is there anything more beautiful?
You mean it's not true?
Man can move mountains when he believes it is in his own interest. And what nobler cause is there than his own freedom?
But that's completely immoral.
Immoral? Louis, you surprise me. Morality has nothing to do with it. Morality is a concept that we invented ourselves to domesticate man. Don't react like them. Can't you see? It's all within your grasp.
It's not very noble if you ask me, but maybe you invented that concept too. What will happen if I refuse to subjugate men?
It will come naturally to you, my son. But not with the aim of subjugation, but rather to create the best balance possible. You'll see. It comes to us all after a few centuries. I'm just trying to help you save some time. They are perishable, Louis. They come and they go. They are mere butterflies that take themselves for gods. If we give men the feeling that they are free, I am convinced that they will exceed their limits. And it is only from that condition that humanity shall rise up.
But do you want to dominate or raise humanity higher?
I want it to advance. I want it to progress. Man is our vessel. If he progresses, then so do we. Wouldn't you like to know what we really are?
Who do you mean? Demons?
Yes, us. Our species. I've been searching for centuries, trying to find a way to explain the reason of our existence, but humanity has not yet evolved enough to make any progress on the subject. I am convinced that the sciences will bring that knowledge someday.
So, that's your objective, is it? To understand who we are? I understand your goal, but the change you propose is not really a significant one. It is merely more smoke and mirrors.
You must understand that we directly depend on men. Consequently, we have to do our utmost to help them progress and to prevent them from killing each other.
And you think that's been a success? Humanity?
Why is he cross-eyed all
it's
the time?
almost always at war.
It's just how he
And
be.
it's been this way forever.
Look, I'm not saying the task is easy. We've all had failures, and at times we have even suffered from conflicts on our own side. I'm doing my best to improve the situation. Our family clings to its privileges and to the past,
It's a demon
and
thing,
that's
apparently.
how they are putting us in danger. The time has come for change. Now that you know your true nature, there are still a few things I need to teach you.
What do you mean exactly?
A new skill, and not the least, Louis. It's about taking control of a person.
I don't see how I could do that.
I shall help you the first time.
How do you do it?
It's an animal resonance. How it works is still a bit unclear even to us.
Like a wave or a sound?
That seems the most likely, yes. In my opinion, demons are capable of tuning their psychic frequency to that of others. That is why, for example, I tend to surround myself with deaf and dumb servants. The servants dressed in black. I infiltrated them. I opened a channel between them and me, and then I deprived them of speech and hearing. This way, no other demon can turn them against me.
Well,
Okay, let's not
seems
waste any more
awful.
time.
I deduce that you're impatient to master what's in store for you. That is good.
do you deduce that, do you?
I thought I'd mix
Wow.
business with pleasure for this first time.
What do you mean by that?
The conference will come to a close shortly, as you know. Not that I'm fed up with archaic diplomacy, but it's time to ensure the success of this project. To make this happen, I would like Piaget to inform the Pope he has changed sides.
You're going to use your powers to alter the votes?
The real game is about to begin, Louis. Up till now, the guests have been sizing each other up. From now on, it's time for Gregory and myself to play, as well as you yourself. Now, here is my plan. I would like you to join His Eminence in his room.
Just play along. We'll see when the time comes. Very well. And then?
You're going to have to trust me. What we're going to do is painless for the human you are going to invade.
Invade?
Yes. You're going to enter his mind and take control. You're going to influence his actions and his psyche. Make him speak, then concentrate. You must focus on him in order to feel his thoughts. Then, while speaking, you must link with him. Once you're done, you will naturally find your way to the source and enter into his thoughts.
But what if I fail?
Trust in your instincts. You just have to let yourself go. You have the skill. Let your nature come to the fore. You'll see. If you fail, you'll be in for some light banter with His Eminence. That's all. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Very well.
Perfect. Go now. The Cardinal is in his room. You will have to write a letter to the Pope as if Piaget had written it himself. In this letter, tell the Pope that whatever happens during the conference, he must follow my propositions. But be careful. In order to protect himself from counterfeiters, the Pope had Piaget's hand tattooed with a symbol to be sure of his identity. You'll see when you're inside him. You'll understand. Once it's written up, just bring it back to me, and I'll send it off immediately.
All right. I'll take care of it.
Okay. I think I'm going to call it. now because it's been a little while. How long has this stream been? Streamed him 3.5 hours. That'll do. We made even less progress than last time. I think we've still got 2 lots of this episode to do, maybe. But for now, oh, look at him. Look at his little face. He's so fucking confused about everything. Me too, bud. Me too. Right. Thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you Crispy Fries for the sub. And thank you Zhao for the bits. It's very, very kind. Thank you everybody for coming and hanging out. And you lost an arm and found out you're a demon. I called that progress. Fair. Well, I mean, I'm not sure losing an arm is progress. But we did some things. We made some bad decisions. So, normal Wednesday night then. Right. I will be back with this next Wednesday. We probably won't finish. We'll probably finish the week afterwards, hopefully. If not, it'll be a 3-week wait because I'm going to Canada. See you all on Friday. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye. 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 Bye. Bye.